Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the stream. Thank you for your patience. Hi, Cherry. I can't believe this. Don't talk to the chair. All right, is the camera still working? It sure is. Oh, and I've still got a star in my head. So that's good. Hi, everybody. Office looks nice and cozy now. Thank you. There were a couple of other things I was going to put in here today, actually, and lost track of time, as I always do. So, is that the chair's name? The chair is named Cherry. I know, I'm so sorry. The mushroom gets weekends off. No, I didn't even know that there was an option to see the Aurora Borealis until my sister-in-law was like, oh my gosh, did you guys see the lights last night? It was so cool. What? Hello? Okay. I have no idea what went wrong there, but that's okay. I'll keep an eyeball on it, or try to. Oh, I need my phone out. Not because I plan on ignoring you, chat, because my kiddo's at a play date right now, which is why I was late. Well, I was originally late because of the play date, and then I realized my father-in-law is just like out working his ass off in the hot sun when I got home. And I was like, do you want a Beverly? Do you want, what's going on here? I feel like you need ice water and a coffee maybe. And like, what's happening here? The Great Googly Mooglies are in stock. Let me delete those. It would be nice. You know what I would love? I'm about to say this and somebody's going to be like, that exists. That's a thing already. I would love to be able to section off channel point rewards into groups. Like, these are on when I'm a mushroom, and they're off when I'm in meat space, you know? Anyways, that would be great. Having been talking shit about that chair for years, why do you still have it? You know, I've sort of threatened it into obedience, which I don't believe in as a concept generally, but it is a chair, so I'm going to let it slide. It broke so many times in a row and was such a pain in my asshole. And then I was like, I swear to God, I'm getting rid of this chair as soon as possible. And you know, it started to behave now. I keep waiting for it to snap in half the way that Sam's did. Sam and I got the same chair. He leaned back in his once and it just broke in half. Like that. This is why I can't even in good conscience be like, maybe mine just sucks, but the rest of them are fine. No. Both arms have fallen off multiple times. The back got completely like fakaked for a hot minute. I keep managing to fix it with spit and determination. And now, honestly, since we moved, I think it realized if I was going to get a new chair, it would be when the move happened, right? A whole new vibe, new place. It would be the perfect time for a new chair. And it was like, I can't let this happen. So it's sort of chilled out a little bit now. So that's good. In fairness, Sam's going to be harder on chairs than you. That is fair. But also, I know that some of you guys watching right now are Sam size, at least, you know? I'm not going to recommend a chair to you that's going to break in half if you lean back in it a little bit. The only reason that I haven't really is because I sit like this. I always sit like this. I don't lean back in my chair, which is also why I don't bother to get like ergonomic chairs anymore, because I realized I don't even sit in them in a way where I benefit from them. None of the wibble wobbles that are meant to like help your back, they don't touch me. They're reaching out desperately for my back, and my back is nowhere to be seen. It left a note, be back soon, and never did, you know? Yeah, so I'm convinced now that if I lean back, it's donezo. It'll die. As a longtime lurker, I'm always surprised chair is still around after a move. It truly, I say this as kind of a joke, but I think we all agree. It's a character now. It's part of the stream. And if it does finally break and die, I will hold a funeral. So I've been reached out to by like 3 different companies. They've been like, DOOGER, would you like a new chair? And every time they're like, gamer chairs, which I hate. So I say, no, thank you. If there was somebody in my life that I could just give it to, if I could like use it on stream a few times and then be like, and now a free chair for you and a free chair for you, you know, I would love to be gamer chair Santa, but I don't have anybody out here who would want them. So yeah, I'll go to my management company and be like, hi, on the off chance that IKEA ever reaches out, on the off chance that like a company that just makes like a big squishy chair that doesn't make any sense to sit in for longer than an hour, in case somebody ever reaches out to you that suits that description. Yeah, dude. If somebody was like, here you go, here's a nice, squishy, beautiful chair, I'd use it. And then if it felt like, you know what, though, actually, this is not going to be nice to sit in for as long as I need to sit, yeah, 100%. Give it to my mother-in-law, my sister-in-law. There are people here who would love a nice, fluffy chair, you know? I've gotten multiple of the same IKEA desk chair over the years. It's my favorite. Damn. Yeah. Honestly, you want to know what part of gamer chairs pisses me off? It's the place where your head goes. Why is it like that? They put a pillow there that makes you feel like you're looking at the ground. And then they always like go, oop. Why do they do that? What kind of regal shit do you think is going on in my office? Anyway, I hate them. Anyway, I don't like them. But I have friends that love them. So pop off, gamer chair companies. You just have to reach out to the right person and they'll be overjoyed to hear from you. I was just the wrong person. you. I keep forgetting it's American Mother's Day. Because it's different in the United Kingdom. So we already had Mother's Day. But I got a bunch of very sweet messages from people in America. Adorable. It's Mother's Day in Denmark as well. Interesting. You panicked me. I thought I hacked up Mother's Day. It's American Mother's Day. And Denmark, apparently. Most of Europe. Okay. It's Mother's Day in most places, I guess. So yeah, if you're a mom or mom adjacent, if you have someone that fills that role for you, or if you fill the role for someone else, happy Mama Day. Ba, ba, ba. Dude, I fucked up. So, there's a song. This won't be a spoiler. This isn't spoilery. Okay. There's a song in Hades, in the second Hades game, that is very good. It's called Coral Crown. For those of you who are curious which song I'm talking about, it's not a spoiler. Don't worry. There's a song called Coral Crown in Hades 2, and it's very good. And I was singing it to myself in the kitchen, and my kid has one of those music memories where she hears a song once and will repeat whatever part you had stuck in your head and accidentally sang out loud. She will know it forever after that, right? So I was singing the chorus of this song, and Clark started to walk around the house singing it. And I said, "Do you want to hear that song for real?" And she said, "Yes." And I said, "Okay, keep in mind, blah, 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 the context of the song, which is not extremely kid-friendly." And she goes, "Got it. It's totally fine. I've heard other songs that are like that." I was like, "Have you?" So played the song. She's obsessed with it. It's her new song. She wants to know every word. This happens occasionally. She'll hear a song and be like, "I need to know every lyric. I need to go to my notebook and write down all of the lyrics. I need to listen to it on repeat." So she loves this song. Okay? Which is very fun for me because it means I also get to listen to the song on repeat, right? Very rarely is the song a song that I also want to listen to constantly. Okay? The reason that I'm saying I fucked up is because I just know, again, she's at a play date right now, and she's been telling everyone in the family about this song. And I know that she's now gone to a play date and has probably told her friend's mom, has probably talked about this song. And again, the context of the song, which is not, it's a very dark song. And I'm just really hoping that they're just distracted enough that she's not thinking about it and doesn't want to share. But the likelihood that I'm going to have a conversation with with the other parents where they're like, "So she was talking about this morbid thing." And I would have to go, "Yeah." Yeah. Oops. The last song that she had stuck in her head was also kind of a dark song. It was a sort of creepy lullaby from a kids show. So it was still like the wording in it was sort of age appropriate creepy. Not this one. Not this one. Yeah. It's a very good song, though. Very good song. So it's whatever. Oh, I did just get a text from the parents at the other house, but it was to send me a picture of them having fun, so it's fine. Oh my God. They set up the best thing in their backyard. Oh my goodness. Okay. No, I have no idea what song you guys are talking about in Final Fantasy VII. If it's in Rebirth, I haven't played it. And I haven't spoiled myself on anything yet, so. It's in the OG too. Are you talking about One Winged Angel? That's the only one I can think of. That would be a weird song for me to just be singing in the kitchen on a Sunday. It is warm, dude. I did play Final Fantasy VII OG, which is why I followed up with, oh, do you mean One Winged Angel? Exec, are you asking about the mushroom? The mushroom takes weekends off. Mushroom will be back tomorrow. Cute. That reminds me, my niece wanted a horror song, but she's only 4, so I showed her Thriller, and the vibes were there. It was a total success. That's very good. Yeah, the mushroom deserves days off, you know, and it's been a beautiful weekend, so. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's beautiful where you are. It is. It is beautiful where I am. We got to meet our puppy yesterday. That was very fun. She's very cute. She's extremely calm. So she just let Clark like pet her, hold her, cuddle her, really anything. It was very cute. Yeah. She's a little pooper. She hasn't moved in, no. they want to make sure that she has her vaccines and stuff all up to date. They want to get all of that done before she goes home with anybody. So she's going to spend a little bit more time at the other house, and then we'll bring her home. But let's see. Cutie baby. Fluffy baby. I know. She's a Samoyed mix, for anybody who is curious. Because we're specifically looking to adopt a dog that had some type of like breed mixture that is hypoallergenic or that people with allergies do pretty well with. And oddly enough, Samoyeds are on that list. And they're fantastic family dogs. So mashed potato baby. A little tato. They had a little yellow collar on her. And so Clark has started just calling her Yellow Collar. So we were talking about things that are yellow because I was like, do you like the idea of like naming her after something yellow? And she was like, yeah, maybe. And so Sam threw out like tulip, which is very cute. I was looking up how to say yellow in a bunch of different languages. That word does not do well in a lot of languages. It is not very pretty most of the time. I know. I said that to my mother-in-law. She was like, have you guys picked a name yet? And I was like, look, I am not involved in this aside from just being a sounding board. That's all Sam and Clark. If it were up to me, we'd name the dog Bebop and like move on, you know? but we're not. So that's fine. Mm-hmm. Buttercup was one that we threw out. Yeah. Bui is how you pronounce yellow in Irish, and that's fun. Bui. The word bui will always make me think of Brie Bun, because that's what I call her typically. My friend Bui. Yeah, special characters are auto-modded. The reason being, sometimes people push back on the fact that we try to maintain English only in chat. The reason is because we can't expect our mods to be able to moderate messages in other languages. So we don't want people being able to just show up and like say whatever they want in whatever language. So the easiest way to moderate and to sort that is to have an English only rule and to make it so that special characters get dinged. Which is annoying, I know. It sucks when a name has a special character, for sure. I completely agree. I have a friend who has an umlaut in their name. I couldn't type that in chat. You know. I'm fluent in English and complete utter nonsense. Oh my gosh. Same. I'm trying to think of if there's anything else exciting going on right now for us. Nonsense only. Yeah, this is a nonsense only chat. Can you hear the bird? Oh my gosh, they really wanted to say something on stream. Rebuttal? They just fly in here. Yeah, sheep baby is doing good. All of the sheep are doing great. They're cutie pies. They're doing fantastic. Chickens are doing good. Mm-hmm. In general, all of the animals are fantastic. I've been sitting in my egg every day. That's been great. My mother-in-law surprised me by getting me one of those egg chairs and putting it on the back porch. And I love it. I love it so much. I sit in it every single morning with my coffee, which has only been 2-3 mornings so far since she put it up there. But still, it's been amazing. I love it. Oh my gosh. I just stare off into space in that thing for like 30 minutes. It feels like meditation. It's awesome. Yeah, it's great. And so I know that she has... I'm going to ask my father-in-law if she's already planning on getting something like this, but I was talking with Sam about it too. She has this really pretty, like, macrame, like, woven hammock, and nowhere to hang it. It's just sitting in the garage. And Jeannie, who's one of my best friends in the whole wide world, has a metal frame for a hammock, so you can just put the hammock up, take it down, and the frame is just there. And so I was like, Sam, we should get your mom a metal frame for the hammock and put it next to the garden, because that's her favorite place in the world. Put it next to the garden and hang up her hammock, because it's the time of year to have a hammock out, dude, you know? But I need to double check, because my in-laws are the sort of people that, like, if they think to do a thing, they've already done it by the end of the day, you know? And if I don't act fast, or if I don't get somebody on the inside to waylay, I'll buy one of those things, and then tomorrow she'll have one, and I'll be like, what happened? What the fuck what happened? What happened here? You know? So... yeah, I got one shot. Do not miss this chance to blow, etc. People with that immediate get it done are scary. I know. I was talking with her about it because I was saying that, like, it honestly makes me insecure sometimes. I wasn't trying to make her feel bad. We were just talking about how, like, Sam and I tend to put off projects. And I was saying to her that I really admire that both she and my father-in-law are the sort of people where it's like, we need a fence, so we're going to do a fence today, right? Like, we had a gate fall over, an old gate from, you know, probably forever ago. And immediately my mother-in-law was like, oh, well, we'll just move this gate over there, put in some, like, cement fixings into the ground to hold it in place, and then use some of the old fencing that we already tore down to make a new fence over there because we need one. And in my mind, I was like, cool, so we'll do that like next week. And she was like, so You go to the hardware store, get cement mix. We're going to drag the gate over. You go grab this. You go do that. We're going to just get this done. And I was like, huh. Oh, today. Oh, I see. Okay. And I guess like for the whole like beginning of their like relationship as a family, my father-in-law worked all week in London and would only be home for the weekends. And she was explaining, like, I think we kind of got into this mentality because, number one, we're both workaholics. But number two, we got really into the habit of, like, if something needs to get done, we need to get it done because we only have, like, a window of time together to do a thing, you know? And she was like, and we've just carried that through our whole marriage. It's like, if something needs to get done, we should probably get it done now because who knows what next week is going to be like, you know? And I was like, God. I also think to myself, who knows what next week is going to be like, but as an excuse to push the thing like further off, not the opposite, you know? So yes, I'm extremely envious of this, like, I'll just do it sort of attitude, you know? I'm trying to be more like that. I need someone like that in my life. Something that I really miss, when I was in LA, I saw a video where somebody was talking about having a, what's the word that I'm looking for? Having a friend where it's like, hey, do you want to come over and like, maybe we'll like paint the living room and then sit on the couch and eat pizza? Or like, hey, do you want to like go to Target and then maybe I'll sit at the bank with me and then maybe do a couple other errands, you know? And it made me realize that like Jeannie was that friend for me in LA. Right. I had a friend like that in LA where it was like, oh my God, do we need to do an errand today? Do we need to body double? I'm so excited, you know? And all of the comments on that video were people like, I love being an errand friend. I love being asked to go do an errand, just like hang out with a purpose. Love that. And I realized I also love that. And I don't have a friendship like that right now. Like, that's what I need. I need a friendship where it's like, hey, dude, there's like a bunch of weird rocks around the side of my house, and I don't want them there anymore. I might plant like a rhododendron. Do you want to like do that with me? Do you want to like do that with me, and then we'll watch a couple episodes of House, you know? Like, I love that vibe. I love that vibe, and I don't have it currently. Maybe go to the bank and take out a joint loan. Hey, do you want to like, you know, go run a couple of errands and then, I don't know, maybe swing by the courthouse and get married and like start a life together and I don't know, maybe like find an apartment and have a kid and I don't know. Yeah, do you want to like maybe, I don't know, run to like the grocery store and then hold hands? I'm just curious. Like, are you free? I'm married, but you could pull that shit if you want. Looking at those of you who are interested in a person and trying to figure out how to flirt with them. Maybe that's the angle. Hey, dude, do you want to hang out and maybe kiss? I don't know. Like, what are you up to? Just throw it out there. It's like that audio where the person's like, oh my gosh, we could like go out, we could get lunch, we could maybe kill somebody. Or go to the apple orchard. It's the same energy, just in a more positive direction. I just tried it. It works. Nice. All right, now let's keep this energy going. They're my partner. It counts. Totally. Last night, Sam and I were on the couch, and I was like, do you want to do connections with me? And he was like, sure. So we did connections, and then we did the crossword, and then we did Wordle, all the New York Times bullshit, right? And then he was like, let's do the Sudoku. And I was like, on easy, right? On easy, right? And he was like, don't be a coward. Put us on medium. I was like, okay, put us on medium. This man was putting numbers in so fast. And because he and I can be a little antagonistic with each other in a sweet way, he was like, what the fuck are you doing? Put a number in. And I was like, I didn't say let's do it on easy because I thought you were going to have a hard time, Sam. It's because I was going to have a hard time. I don't do medium to hard level Sudoku puzzles, okay? I love me logic puzzles, but do you know how long it took for me to see the matrix of Minesweeper? A long ass time. I have not committed the energy to know how to do Sudoku beyond really obvious ones. So he started trying to teach me how to do Sudoku, how to do like harder Sudoku. And in the end, we got through it. But I was like, Jesus, that was so difficult for me. That was so difficult for me. And at one point, he was like, if it makes you feel any better, I don't know anybody else who has committed as much time to understanding Minesweeper as you have. And I was like, I think I can take that as a compliment. I think that's a compliment. I'm going to choose to take it that way. So just get good. Yeah, exactly. I was like, I'm going to be performing one of my songs in front of like a small audience like last year. And, you know, I already knew what the answer was, but I was like, so are you going to like come? And he goes, I don't know. Are you going to sing a stupid song? I was like, I don't know. But even if I do, you should be there. He was like, shut the fuck up. Of course I'm going to be there. So it's that. It was that energy yesterday. Emotional damage. For real. Yeah, I find it so fascinating to watch. There are people that you can watch that do like these logic number puzzles. And they'll explain every step of the way. They'll explain exactly why they put a number there, and I'll still be like, what? Huh? I'm so glad you got that, but what? It's like, it feels kind of like there's an episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine where Jake finds out that Captain Holt is considered like an idiot among his husband's academia friends, right? And Jake's like, wait, so they think you're like stupid? I'm paraphrasing, and Captain Holt's like, yes, among them, I'm the Jake. And Jake was like, what? Wait, what does that make me? He goes, the Hitchcock. He was like, the Hitchcock? That's so much worse than I thought it was going to be. If you don't watch 9-9, these names mean nothing to you. But basically, that's how it felt for me. Oh, the himbo. Yeah. Uh. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I just finished reading a manhwa and I've been sobbing. I hope we can cheer you up a little bit. I gotta rewatch Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I've been slowly making my way through Bob's Burgers. I was obsessed with Bob's Burgers back in the Dizzy day. And decided, you know what? It's time to start it over from the beginning because I haven't seen any of the most recent seasons. Like since we moved, right? I haven't seen anything. So I've been watching Bob's Burgers, and what a good show. I love that show. They all love each other so much. They're all so neurodivergent, and they just love the shit out of each other, and it's great. Clark's a little Louise sometimes. I finished the Fruits Basket remake and I feel kind of empty now. Oh my goodness. I'm seeing a theme, dude. Yeah, there's an episode of Bob's Burgers where I was like, this is such a brilliant way to do an episode about like breaking cycles. Basically, there's an episode where Louise has a thing. She's supposed to like do a thing with sharks at an aquarium or something. And it's an overnight thing, and she's so excited. She can't wait. It's all she's thinking about. But the big hang up is that she can't poop away from her house. And Bob is the same. Bob's like, yeah, we only poop at home, right? And they bond over this, right? Like, yeah, everybody else who poops wherever they want, they're crazy, right? You know? And she's trying to come up with like a really elaborate way to make sure that she doesn't have to poop while she's at the aquarium, right? And Bob's like fully supportive of it. And at a certain point, Linda is like, Bob, I really think we need to talk about the fact that like Louise is miserable. Like she wants to do this thing so badly, and you're not even trying to help her be able to poop away from home. And he's like, we don't poop away from home. We're not like you poop anywheres. We poop at home. That's who we are, right? And Linda's like, it doesn't have to be that way. You are the person who understands what she's going through the most. You can help her get the confidence to poop away from home so she can do this thing that she really wants to do, right? It's like this really... It's such a funny situation, but the conversations that they have in that episode are very like, you're the parent that has gone through the same thing and you're seeing it in your child, and you can choose to try and help them not have the same hang-ups and go through the same hardships as you, or develop the tools to deal with it better. And if you're choosing to just encourage it instead and be like, yeah, we're just different, right? Like, then that's a problem, and that's something that you should talk about, right? I was like, what a funny way to talk about a very serious thing, you know? Yeah, there's a zit under this. This is one of those little zit stickers. I get the fear it's a 50-50 game of getting decent toilet paper. I have talked about this with enough people that I know that there's an interesting gradient of like pooping away from home, right? It definitely is like, do I feel safe in that toilet? Have I gone to the toilet in that place before? Is anybody else in there? Right? Like there's like a checklist of things that could potentially keep you from being able to poop in that situation. I just thought it was a gold star for trying. It is not. It's a silly little star to go on a zit. And I've talked about this before, but I got these a while ago. And I don't if the question is do they help the zit, right? There are little like pimple patches and things that are supposed to help like draw it out so that you don't like hurt your skin and you're not, like reinfecting it and all sorts of stuff, that it just happens, right? I don't know that it necessarily does that. I don't think it does. But you know what it does do is it keeps me from touching it. I'm a terrible face toucher. So if I can put a silly little star on my face and not be starting shit with a zit, Start shit, get zits. Is that a shirt? I'll workshop it. I'll workshop it, guys. Should we add it to the list? I don't think so. I need to cook it a little bit more, I think. Yeah. Did you guys see? I put the hot dog shirt on the mushroom. Did you guys see it? It's very good. I'll wear it again tomorrow. Chilluminati's supposed to go up today. Is it up? Da 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 da. Nope, not yet. Yeah, my episode is supposed to go up today. Although I'm 8 hours ahead of them, so it makes sense that it's not up yet. Sometimes I have to remind myself of that. Yeah, it's another folklore thing. I'll tell you that. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know that it was as engaging as Tomta. But it was so fun. It was very fun. I got to read a lot of history stuff. It was cool. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Enjoying Kaiju number 8. The anime. I was like just kind of into the manga. I thought the manga was just okay. So I haven't really bothered with the anime, but apparently the anime is great. I can't remember why. We read it on MangaPod, and if I recall correctly, all of us were like, yeah, it's fine. But that's exactly the reaction that I had when we first started reading Boku no Hero as well. The beginning of Boku no Hero Academia. I was like, it's fine. So the manga fell off hard. Oh no. That's too bad. Does it jump the shark? Like, does it just go in like a direction where you're like, no, I'm okay. No, actually, I'm all right. Yeah, okay. No, and you know what? I've been thinking about I've been thinking about reading manga a lot. I don't like reading manga on the Kindle, unfortunately. I think that would make it so much easier if I could just read manga on the Kindle. Um, and I don't like reading it on my phone either because I feel like I have to zoom in a lot. So I've been trying to think of ways to like more easily read manga on the go, you know? I love my 10-inch Kindle to read it on. Sometimes it, like, if you need to zoom in and stuff, sometimes it behaves a little weird. To me, I don't know. I'm fine with the fact that it can't produce like manga page quality pictures. It's a Kindle. Like that's fine. I don't need it to. But sometimes it just behaves a little weird with that. Aren't iPads cool for that? I mean, yeah. I'm now that the iPad is like locked in right here for Mushroom, I feel weird taking it away from this spot, even though it's not a big deal. That's true. Manhwas are much easier to read on cell phone. That's why, like, you know, so many webtoons and things are in like more of a manhwa format. Get another iPad forehead. I could probably get a really if I just want it for reading manga, I could probably get a pretty old one, and it would do just fine for me. Yeah, honestly, I was gonna say that, and I thought people would make fun of me, but because I'm a small person. But I also feel like my iPad's this big, and that feels too big. Like I want it in the middle. I want my Kindle is this big. This is what size I want it to be to read manga on. This feels too big, and this feels too small. I want Kindle size. I say as my phone falls over. Furious with me. How dare you? Around 8 inches is perfect. An 8-inch Kindle is a little bigger than normal. I love a good trashy romance manhwa. I will always be what developed out of a hardcore Dragon Ball Z fan. I've just accepted that shaped so much of what I look for. I just I want characters to care about each other so much, but I also just need them to beat the shit out of each other. I need both. I need both. It's really rare for me to read a thing that's purely like slice of life, that's purely romance, and be like, wow, I loved that. I was so engaged the whole time. I normally have a hard time paying attention because I need someone to punch somebody else. That sounds toxic. It is. I'm shonen pilled, and I have been my whole life. So I don't know. I don't know what to do about it. Are you okay? No. No. That's why she doesn't like Animal Crossing. No. That's not fair. That's not fair to say because this guy, I love Harvest Moon. Love Stardew Valley. Love that shit. Animal Crossing. I need more direction. There's an element to Animal Crossing that feels like an idle game, and it annoys the shit out of me. I'm not looking for an idle game. I want Stardew Valley, but it looks like Animal Crossing. There's an ad. Get the fuck out of here. I've played Graveyard Keeper. It was all right. I didn't play Dinkum, but I know Tiri and her kids love it. No, it's not about waiting for things to finish. You have to do that in Harvest Moon too. Yeah, they're all home now. Tiri and I got to do a little we did a little stream together on Friday. We played some Final Fantasy. It was fun. Yeah, the whole family's home. All right, you've all convinced me. I'm downloading Dinkum. I'm buying Dinkum. I'm going to put it on my Steam Deck. It's in early access? That's so surprising. Got 1 more minute to wait. Barf. Just a shroom in a car. What's your opinion on town builders like Against the Storm and SteamWorld Build? I love Against the Storm because it's short. It's like, yeah, do a city builder, but you only have a short amount of time to do it in, and stuff's creeping up on you, and you got to get victory points, and oops, you fucked up. Start over. I love that. Ba 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 ba. Down. Fuck. It's just a good song. Darren Korb makes good music, if you didn't know that. Has anyone been playing the solo leveling game? The mobile game? My phone really wants me to play that, like really badly. No, you want to know what mobile game I started playing yesterday? I was like, I need something brainless. I need something that I can play while processing information. So I downloaded Subway Surfers. And you want to know what was fucked up about that? I started playing it. My kid went to ask me a question, and I tried to pause it as though it was a video because so many fucking people use Subway Surfer video with text overlaid on top. And I thought I was watching a video for a split second and tried to pause, just tap it to pause it, and died. And I was like, well, that's worse than Nikkei. You say that, but it is so mindless. Oh, beautifully mindless. You swipe. That's all you do. Oh my God. That's all you do. The game's underwater right now. Why? The cop that's trying to catch you, he's in a swimsuit. Why? Nikkei has booty. I gotta be honest with you. It's not because of the booty. And if you watch me consistently, you know that's the case. It's not because of the booty. That game looks so boring to me. That game looks beyond boring to me. But God bless. So I thought we actually have a couple of games that we need to dip into. The problem, though, okay, so there's a shit ton of content to do in Hades 2. We're probably going to have to turn that into our weekly play, which sucks because I want to just sit around and play it. But Little Kitty Big City came out and Animal Well came out. And Summer and I are talking about playing Elden Ring. There's too much. And all of that along with, we're bullying the Grim Reaper tomorrow with Summer. Probably finishing that tomorrow, I assume. Also, though, Another Crab's Treasure has wound up being a way longer game than I expected it to be. Yeah, what's hard with Hades 2 is that if I were to say, like, I just want to do runs, I don't want the story to progress. I only want the story to progress if I'm streaming, right? I just want to do runs in the game. I don't have control over that. Things happen in the game because you've done runs, you know? So I can't just say, like, yeah, it's fine. I'll just play Hades off stream and I just won't, like, talk to anybody or progress anything unless I'm streaming it. That's not a thing. Sometimes you die and a character is just like, hello, now that you've died, I need to speak with you. And you're like, wait. I can't control that. So I need to figure out what to do because I want to know. I want to just, like, no life Hades 2. But I don't want to abandon Another Crab's Treasure because I think that game's been fantastic and I really want to, like, legitimately finish it. So many of you have suggested Animal Well, including my moderators. So I'm like, clearly that's something that people want to see played on stream. Little Kitty Big City I could take or leave in terms of streaming it. I'm fine with not streaming that game. I'd like to play it, but there's no rush. See, the issue, I agree, but games just keep coming out. This is why forever ago I was like, I'm gonna do more of a first impression sort of a thing, and every day I'm gonna play a different thing. One of the reasons that I started doing that, aside from the fact that I felt like the longer I spent on a game, the more the views would do this. I'm not super worried about that anymore. Our views have sort of plateaued around, like, the 700, 800, 900 range for most streams. That's fine. But it was also because so many games were coming out and I would never I would say, oh, I should play that eventually. But then more stuff would come out and I'd never play that game, you know? Little Kitty is real short. Is it? Okay, that's good to know. I want to stream more of Hades. We streamed all of Hades 1, and I thought that that was really fun. So I do want to stream more of Hades 2. I've also thought before about having multiple saves. It would mean that potentially things would show up on stream that I've already seen if I'm playing it a bunch of off stream, you know. So, yeah, Hades 2 could be our weekly thing, the way that, like, Banishers and Oily Timmy were. Yeah, I had fun with it, too. Elden Ring is also very long. I know. Yeah, Summer and I were talking about that. Because Summer was like, I've got the itch. I want to play Elden Ring so bad. But also followed up with, and that game is long. We would have to, like, go really ham on it. So. Da, 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 da. Elden Ring has been out for so long, people aren't so worried about spoilers. Sure. I don't like playing super long games. That's why we're bringing this up. So if I have Hades, which I'm spending a lot of time on and has become like our weekly check back in game, how long is Elden Ring going to take me? Playing with Summer, it'll probably go a lot faster because Summer's played it before. But I would still be nervous about how long that game is going to be. You know. Yeah, we don't need to worry about that yet because tomorrow we're bullying the Grim Reaper, and then doing Crab Treasure, and then playing a little more Hades 2, and then maybe Animal Well. I don't know. Anything up to 100 hours for a run through? Oh my god. That might be too long, dude. Honestly, I think that's too long. I don't think I can do that. I played a bunch of Helldivers when it came out, just not on stream. Yeah, it was fun. I haven't gotten obsessed with it the way that a lot of people have. But sure, it's fun. Elden Ring is gigantic, but an impressively small part of it is actually mandatory. Okay, then let me ask you this. If I just slam the mandatory stuff, is everything going to be way harder for me because I'm not doing optional things and getting the souls to level up properly? Yeah. So, see, either way, I'm screwing myself. Yeah, the shelves are in here. There were a couple of things that I wanted to add to the background today, but that's okay. Next time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, people are saying if you sort of like meander around and try to do a bunch of stuff in it, it's minimum 100 hours, which is too much for me. That's too long. So we're kind of discussing whether or not an Elden Ring playthrough with another person, I'd be playing with Summer, whether or not an Elden Ring playthrough with another person would be doable for us or if it's still too long. I'm not going to promise that I'll play Against the Storm on stream again. I've played it plenty off stream. I think that game is really fun. Yeah, we got Oily Timmy DLC on the way. We've got Prince of Persia DLC on the way. We're going to hit a DLC wall here pretty soon. And I'm very excited for it. I did see there's Stray Gods DLC too. Orpheus, right? Orpheus DLC. Oh, Fury is so good. The music in that game, I still come back to sometimes. What a good game. I loved that. I haven't played just like a purely boss rush game in a while, I don't think. Is the Moomin intro tier list going to happen in the future? I keep dreaming about it. Yeah, probably at some point. I think that would be very fun. The Maya one was really fun to do. Somebody in the comments of Geekenders was like, Dodger promised a Maya the Bee intro tier list and never delivered. And I was like, I did. I did, though. I did that so long ago. We've still only read The Great Flood, which I think is the first one, and Winterland. Moomin Valley and Winterland, I think is what it's called. I think those are the two Moomin books we've done. How did they miss it? But yeah, Moomins would be very fun to do. Because I have no... The reason that we did Maya the Bee is because I had a strong memory and like affection for a specific Maya the Bee intro. And then we were talking about how the Maya the Bee intro, the German one, was so good that it literally was on like the top hits list. And so we did an intro tier list, you know. With Moomins, Moomins have only really emerged as existing in my life since I've had a child. And even then, I've only really started to learn Moomin stuff in the last like few months. So I have no affinity for any Moomin intro. I don't even know what they sound like. Family's good. Yeah, everybody's doing good. It doesn't have as much variety. That's okay. We have a 4-year-old and a newborn, and my 35-year-old body is not doing great. Dude, kids take it out of you. I've been having so many problems with my knees lately, and I'm a very like rough and tumble mom, right? I'm picking her up, I'm flinging her around, I'm giving piggybacks, and my knees are just busted. Like every day I try to do something, and the face of God is right in front of me, like, stop. Don't do that. I work in healthcare. My patients used to assume I was a student, and now that I have a kid, they assume I'm the doctor. It's very telling. Oh my God. The shift. Yeah. Yeah, I've had to be more honest with my kid about what I can and can't do. Because sometimes I'll like pick her up to do a thing and she's like, pick me up like this and then throw me over there and then hold me by my ankles. And I'm like, dude, no, no, absolutely not. And then I was talking with Sam about going to the gym. I haven't been to the gym in forever. And my kid was like, what do you want to go to the gym for? And I was like, so I can get buff, so I can keep picking you up because you're getting huge. And she was like, yeah, go to the gym, get buff. I was like, okay, I'm going to. I'll work on it, dude. Sore knees and gym talk. Get Crendor on the line. Hello, Crendor. No. We'll call up Crendor the day that I'm like, I think, sometimes I eat and my tummy really hurts, and I think that I should start a food journal. That's when we call Crendor and go, homie, I get it. I'm here with you now. At a certain point, she'll be able to pick you up. Yeah. 100%. Yeah, it's not that. Look, I still am picking up a wriggling thing that is slowly over time getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I'm decently strong, but I'm at the point now where it's like either I can try to get ahead of this thing or the next growth spurt, I'm going to be like, what happened? What happened? You're massive now. So, oh my gosh, when I was holding the puppy yesterday, puppies feel like feathers. What is that? It's like, you're so small, but you're also huge because of the hair. The hair is so... The lady that was there, I was talking with her, and she was like, yeah, their hair is like really interesting because you don't have to bathe them that often. Their hair type, for whatever reason, like as long as you rinse them really well, like everything kind of just falls off of them. They're really clean dogs for the most part. She's like, but when you do have to bathe them, just heard a scream. When you do have to bathe them, they suddenly look like weird little rat dogs because their hair is so much of them. And when I picked up a puppy, I was like, I get it. It feels like I'm holding a thing that's like this big, but it's this big. and most of it's hair, you know. It's amazing considering how much hair they have. I know. It's a Samoyed mix. We were specifically looking for a dog that would be hopefully safe for our family members that are allergic to dogs to be around. And so, you know, we were looking at like things that obviously had poodle in them or Samoyed in them or whatever. And both Sam and Clark were like, cloud dog. Cloud dog. Cloud dog. You know? Cloud would be a good name. I should throw that one at her. VTuber face reveal. I was all set to say, how's our favorite mush tuber? Yeah, it's the weekend. It's the weekend, so the mushroom gets a couple days off. I did, yeah. I still, a lot of the streams will have coffee time in the title because we sit and just do this for like an hour before I stream anything, before I like play a thing, you know? Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, when the pooper's home, there's going to be a period of time where it needs to be near a person all the time, you know? Not interacting with a person all the time, but like someone has to be in the room with them, like, you know, keeping an eye on them, reinforcing like the bathroom system and all of that, right? So Sam and I are discussing like schedule wise. I will wind up having the dog in the office with me for the first like hour or two of stream. In like a little playpen. But I'm not promising that it's going to be on camera. I don't have any intention of having like a puppy cam or anything. Yeah, Sherlock and Watson are doing good. Yeah. I'll have some kind of a sticker with a hotkey that's like a BRB puppy sticker for the VTuber. Yeah, the dog won't have free reign in here. There's too many cords, too much. No, they'll be in a playpen. But little poopers, they need lots of sleep. So I'll try and make sure that I play with her a lot before I start work. I don't have permanent residence in the UK. Well, I guess technically I guess technically my card says permanent resident. I'm applying for like actual permanent residency now though. I have a spousal residency card right now essentially. Which was not that honestly, like it was easier to get that than it was for Sam to get a green card. I didn't have to have like an in-depth interview with anyone over here or anything. We just needed to prove that we were married to each other, that Sam would be able to financially support us if I didn't work. A bunch of fiddly bullshit like that. But now I'm going to be... Is there a difference between permanent residency and citizenship? Yes, 100%. So, like, Sam was in America with a green card, which is residency, right? Sam was in America with a green card for years. I guess not that long, couple years. Unless you are explicitly a citizen, you can't vote, right? For example, I am not a citizen here. I am given a card that shows that I'm allowed to live here because my husband is a citizen, because my family is here. If at some point I want to apply for citizenship, that's a whole thing. It's a whole big thing. This thing that I am now applying for is still not citizenship, but it will mean that I don't have to every 2 years check in and prove that I'm still married. Once you've had like a spousal residency card for a certain amount of time, you can apply to basically be like, I'm going to be here for the long haul. Stop bugging me, basically. No, free. I haven't really started prepping yet. I need to, though. Yeah, it's a whole thing. Yeah, like my kid has dual citizenship, which is awesome for her. Very happy for that. But it's because she was born into it. My kid has a mixed accent. By that I mean she does the ways that she says things are sort of a mixture of English and American. So Americans think she sounds really English, and English people think she sounds really American. And I've told the story a couple of times now about her teachers have occasionally like corrected the way that she's said something. And she's got this built in, she'll just be like, that's the way I say it because I'm American. I'm like, what the fuck are they going to say to that? They have no response to that. So that makes me laugh. Yeah, my kid has a lot of confidence, which I love. Every single card that she has ever made for me, since she's been able to write, she signs it, "Your beautiful daughter, Clark." I love that so much. And it's never been spelled correctly ever. But I love it. I found my Mother's Day card from like 2 years ago. So it was like very scribbly writing. But it was like, "Happy Mother's Day. I hope you have an amazing day and that we don't argue." XOXO, your beautiful daughter, Clark. And I was like, I love this card so much. I love this card so much. I hope she never realizes that beautiful is not spelled BYOO. Eventually she will. She'll know how to spell it for real, and I'll be really sad. But for now, love it. Yeah, it's great. Sometimes it works against her though. So for example, if she were writing the word beautiful and I was like, "Oh, actually it's she'd go, "Right, but you know what it says." She'll be like, "I know that it's not spelled right, but you know what it says, right?" I'm like, "I do. That's so fair." I know exactly what it is you're trying to write. Yeah. So if it's your homework, I'll try and make sure you spell things correctly. But otherwise, I guess, she'll ask. She asks how to spell stuff all the time. But occasionally she's like, "Fuck it." Can you read it? Then fine. Then who cares? Having a smart kid is a blessing and a curse. Yeah. Yeah. I know how to spell beautiful because of Jim Carrey. Oh my gosh, yeah. Beautiful. Mm-hmm. That Ashley emote is always so funny. This one, it makes me laugh. She looks like a sim. Did you guys know that the Control Ultimate Edition is on 78% off? And you can get it for $9 right now. It's a very good game, just in case you're curious. Yeah, Control is fantastic. It's such a good game. Such a good game. I loved it. If you like SCP shit, if you want to play a really good game that has SCP vibes and great accessibility, yes. Also good to mention. I have a lot of friends who they'll see a game and they'll say, "This looks like a Dodger game." I appreciate that very much. I think that's really sweet. I've realized that occasionally I'll see a game and I'll think, "I bet Tomatoes played this game." Games that have that like indie cursed vibe, I'm like, Tomatoes definitely played this game, right? So I ask you, chat, has Tomato played Garten of Banban 7? Because it has distinct Tamto vibes. Not yet. Cool. No, thank you. Not for me, but I'll watch somebody else play it. He is a Banban fan. I'm not surprised. I gotta be honest, I've never seen a Banban game. So part of me was like, did they just release 7 without ever releasing 1 through 6? Because that's always a good goof to me. That's always funny. I remember people saying Little Misfortune was a Dodger game and then you didn't like it. Yeah, that's also... Sometimes that happens. Sometimes that happens. The Dodger game to tomato game pipeline is a real phenomenon. Sometimes there's there's a Venn diagram out there somewhere in my mind, at the very least. There's a crossover where they're the same game. I can't remember. I was on a Discord call with a few people and somebody called me a flesh tuber and someone else in the call was like, I've never heard that word before and I really hate it. That really grossed me out. And I felt so compelled to go and find the clip where somebody mentioned the flesh tuber tag to tomato and he went on a tirade about what a terrible fucking tag that was. And I just love that that exists out there somewhere. Cryptmaster, I saw Tamto play this and I think you would like it too. Is this part of the Venn diagram? Let's find out. Cryptmaster? Cryptmaster. Hello. Oh. Oh. This game looks really cool. This game looks super cool. It's a text-based, like a typing horror game. Yeah, I'll get it. I'm getting it. Not horror, more fantasy RPG light. Based on the art style, you cannot tell me that this game isn't occasionally creepy, horror adjacent. I'm trying to think of the funniest friend diagram of games you all like. I would argue that Sam and I have very little crossover. Jesse and I have pretty good crossover. Our Venn diagram would overlap quite a bit, I think. Texture Assist was insanely difficult for me too. Oh, I see. Like if you wanted to, like, what's the pipeline? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, Sam and I both like a boss rush. We both like a boss rush game. And then a lot of what Sam is drawn to is like survival games, not Dodger games. Isometric XCOM style strategy games? Absolutely not. Yeah, we don't have a ton of crossover into like if we were to look at a game, if we were to go through Steam together and look at games, I can almost guarantee that he'd be like, I'd play that, and I'd go, nah. Yeah, we've talked about doing Quarry. It almost feels like with October, if I was gonna do like a bunch of spooky stuff in October, especially now that we spend like 2 weeks of October in America, it feels like I have to plan ahead of like way ahead of time. You know, like what am I playing? Who am I playing with? Right? Like if I'm doing spooky stuff, what is it? What is it? When's it happening? Yeah, I had said that I reached out to a bunch of the parents of other kids at my kids' school and tried to, as nicely as possible, basically be like, hey, I've had a bunch of conversations with parents recently about like, app safety, game safety, just general internet safety, how games work, right? Like all of that sort of stuff. I was like, Sam and I have been in the industry for a very long time. We play a lot of games. If it would be helpful to you guys to do like a group convo where I answer questions or we like trade resources about, looking up safety about a specific game, what to look for, like all of those sorts of things. I would be super down to do that. And a bunch of them were like, I don't know anything about video games. This would be so helpful to me. I think it's really good to remember sometimes because I think some of us are in an echo chamber, right? Like, I assume that people know a lot more than they do sometimes. Sometimes they just don't. Their like realm of knowledge has never overlapped with like how to safely or purposefully use the internet, use a game, any of that sort of stuff. Yeah, somebody was like, yeah, my kid plays a lot of Roblox at their grandparents' house. And immediately I was like, oh my God, I have to talk to this person. Because, oh my God, there are so many settings to be able to control what your kid can do in Roblox. But if you don't know about that and you haven't utilized any of those settings, Roblox is a cesspool. It's a terrible place for a little kid to be. So I was like, oh my God. I have to help you, please. Yeah. Yeah, it's bad. And again, you can have settings where like people can't contact you, they can't type to you, you can't type to them. They can't send you a friend request, you can't accept friend requests, right? Like you can lock everything down quite a bit. But if you don't know to look for that stuff, and if you haven't turned all of that stuff on, yeah. Um, you can look into this more if you are a parent or a trusted grown up for a kid who you know plays Roblox and you want to like double check this stuff. Number one, you should. Um, it's right there in the settings. It's pretty easy to find. There's a lot of control that you have in Roblox, fortunately. Um, some things to keep in mind though, even if you have it set so that the only like games inside of Roblox that they should be able to play, even if you have it set so that everything should be all ages only, until it's reported, basically anything can be uploaded as an all ages like game or server to be in, and they are not all ages. So depending on the age of the kid and you know all that sort, you know, your comfort, what you think, how you would like to govern that. I'm not in your house. But like, for example, my kid's 6. She cannot choose a game to play without a grown up. We have to be there to see what it is that she's going to play. Most of the time she winds up in just like dumb obstacle course shit. Fine, right? Again, no one can talk to her. She can't talk to anybody else, etc. But again, just to keep it vague, and you can look this up if you want. There are a lot of strategies that people use to try to groom kids on Roblox. And unfortunately, I know people who have dealt with this in my real life. It's something to be aware of, and to know is happening, that people will specifically make games inside of it for that purpose. It's bad. So yeah, much like anything else where like it's a collection of people contributing to a big thing, some of the things in there are going to be bad, and some of the people that are playing and trying to reach out to other players are not going to be good people. So you need to be aware of that, be vigilant, do what you need to do to keep your kid safe, and talk to your kid about it in whatever way you need to so that they can see the warning signs, you know. We're talking about Roblox. So this is why when this person was like, oh yeah, my kid goes to, you know, my husband's parents' house, their grandparents' house, and plays Roblox all the time, I was like, not that much older people than me can't be tech savvy and know what to look for with that stuff, but my immediate thought was like, I really hope that they have looked at the like parental control sort of settings in that game. And if they haven't, I need to reach out to this person and just let them, not scare them, but just let them know like, hey, there's a bunch of settings that I want you to be aware of that you should double check when you get a chance for your kid's safety, you know. Internet and game safety, like anything, is a learned skill, 100%. And this is why we were goofing about it on Sunforged, because Sam was trying to help his brother do like a 2-factor authentication thing with the Xbox and like get V-Bucks and this whole thing, and it's like they were speaking different languages, right? His brother is not in gaming at all, doesn't know how to do anything with that really, doesn't know what to look for or, you know, how to connect accounts, any of that, right? So Sam trying to help him, they were like, it's like they were speaking different languages, right? And Sam was realizing like, oh, a lot of the foundational knowledge he was assuming, he would have to walk back and be like, okay, wait, we need to start from earlier, right? And that made me go, I bet you that there are so many parents at my kids' school that have no idea what to look for, or, you know, any of that sort of stuff. So yes, free. I think that's absolutely true. That one of the major steps here is having like good communication with your kid, and making sure that they know that if something does happen in one of these games, if even with all of your vigilance and all of, you know, your attempts to make sure that someone doesn't have that kind of access to your child, if something does happen, that they know they can tell you, right? And that you will be there to help them. I already did, Midwinter Lily. That's why we're talking about this. Because I went to all the parents and said, hey, would anybody be interested in a big like group convo about this? I would love to give you guys some resources and talk about all of that. No, that's fine. Yeah. Yeah, and you know, sometimes like you don't know how kids are going to like misconstrue information. And it's unfortunately also pretty easy for a really manipulative person to convince them that they shouldn't talk about a thing, right? So yeah, it's like a combination of like talking to your kid about, like in an age appropriate way, about like what is and isn't appropriate behavior from a grown up with them, right? And also just letting them know that like they can come to you and tell you, and you know that you're gonna handle it from there, and that they don't need to be scared of telling you, you know. Because the kid in the situation that I was talking about before, and obviously I'm, you know, keep it simple, but like, at first they didn't say anything because they were worried they were going to get in trouble. And their parents were like, I don't understand why she would think that, right? But like, sometimes as much as you try to set the right foundation, sometimes they will come to different conclusions, misconstrue things. I think the important thing is just like to praise them for telling you, reinforce that it was the right thing to do, and you know, it's hard. It sucks. I met my husband online back in the day when I was 15 and he was 17. I left home and met him. Thank heck that turned out okay. My husband and I have always had to live with the problem of how do we protect our kid? How do we explain to our kid what happened with us was not something to emulate, that we were lucky that it all worked out? Yeah, that's really hard, right? Like, how do we talk about how we met and be like, but don't do that? Something that that Sam and I have talked about a lot, that I think is another important thing to keep. One of the things that can help with the potential child reaction of like, if I tell I'm going to get in trouble or someone else is going to get in trouble or whatever, right? Is not doing the, if anybody hurts you, I'll fucking kill them. Right? Because keep in mind, sometimes the person who is the perpetrator is they consider a friend or is a family member or, you know, God forbid. So like jumping straight to, if anybody ever hurts you, I'll kill them, right? Like, that's scary. That's scary for a little kid. So Sam and I have talked before about like the best thing for us to do in like adjacent situations has been to say like, if there's something that you need to tell us, we will make sure that you're safe. We will help you. We'll take care of it, you know, which is much, I think, like language that's not quite as like scary, right? It's more like we'll take care of it. It'll all be okay, you know? My kid's 6 now. Just wild. Yeah, we'll take care of it. They're like, huh? Anyway. A little gallows humor, you know. Speaking of. Yeah, take care of them or take care of them. Oh my goodness. I need to wrap up soon. So I think we should talk about something that isn't, you know, about kids being in peril. Something not murder adjacent. Yeah, exactly. Something that's not about murder. The farm's good. It's beautiful. I was saying that my mother-in-law set up like one of those egg chairs, one of those hanging egg chairs in my on my back patio. So every morning I've just been sitting out there with a coffee, just like staring at the field. I was like, is this meditation? Is this what meditation's like? I've never liked to meditate, but I feel like I could just sit in that egg chair with a coffee and literally just stare at grass for like an hour. It's great. Yeah, they're shaped like an egg. There's those round chairs, like a cushion inside of them. It's an egg chair, you know. Yeah, my swaddaloon chair. Exactly. Yeah, I thought Little Kitty Big City was going to be a lot longer, but people are saying it's pretty short, so maybe we will play it. I thought those were decorative. They're chairs. Hold on. Oh, yeah, Chilluminati. I hope Chilluminati comes out today. They're barely awake. I need to settle down. Egg chair. Yeah. If you literally Google egg chair and look at the hanging ones, that's what it is. Hold on. Like this shit. So imagine me in one of these, curled up with a coffee, staring off into space for an hour. Not actually an hour. Not unless my kid is really distracted. I always have a fear of breaking one of those. I'm a curl up into a ball person, so I fit inside pretty well. Hilariously, though, it came with a cover, and I can barely get the cover on because it's too tall. Ugh. We're like, Dad, can you come put my egg cover on, please? Not ideal. Smop dop oop deep bleep dop gop dop. Alrighty, I think Cryptmaster, Little Kitty Big City. Broccula is a game where you farm, fish, and manage a cult and build a castle as a vampire who's woken up after 500 years. We played Broccula. We played not the full game. We played the demo. It is. We do have Sunforge today. Yeah. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. All right, Clauvio. Is a VTuber looking at food. Oh my gosh. How on brand. All right, I'm going to read off the activity feed and then I'm going to go. I've got to go get my kid though. But thank you all very much for watching and hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Tomorrow, we return to Shroom. We'll be bullying the Grim Reaper with Summer. So, hopefully finish that game up tomorrow. But KH Fan, thank you for the 13 months. Amariel for the 99. Kitten for the 42. Dead Poultry for the 11. Bored Mad Hatter for the 1 year. Happy anniversary. Thank you very much. Crabat for the 55. Exoven for the 91. Grated Juice for the 18. And Indecisive Wolk for the 98. Thank you guys very much. All right. We are rating Clauvio. Go say hi. Spread love and joy. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Unless you're going to watch Sunforged on twitch.tv/JoeFudge, which is a D&D game. You could go watch that. That's tonight. But if not, tomorrow it is. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.